Hey, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different than what you normally see on our channel. It's going to be kind of more behind the scenes of a video of how you can help us help you. We're going to go through the parts department and service department. We're going to be kind of doing some tips and hints of what'll help make things faster whenever you deal with your local dealership. So stick with us. We're going to first have a conversation with Graham about some parts. So we're going to start in parts here. We have Graham, our parts manager, who's going to be talking here in a second. So he's got lots of experience in the industry. He's our part-time cook on Fridays. I'm sure you've seen him on those shorts. But he is very knowledgeable. So whenever somebody comes in, what's some of the things you like to see for the customer having information-wise?
So the easiest thing for us is to get the make, model, and serial number of the machine that you're trying to get any sort of part for. If somebody comes in and just tells you a basic description of, hey, it's orange, that doesn't really narrow down what piece of equipment you're trying to get a part for. As soon as we have the make, then we know that it's branded to a certain brand. As soon as we have the serial number, it narrows down different parts that could have changed throughout the course of the production line of that machine. A perfect example of this is Kubota has a BX23. So if a customer comes in and just says, I have a BX23, there's a couple different variants of that tractor. There is an older version and there is a newer version, a BX23D and a BX23S. Without knowing the serial number, we won't be able to tell whether it's a 23D or a 23S. Having that serial number narrows down which year that model was produced in for us, and then we can find the parts that you need to fix or repair your machine.
And I know some things that hints that we can help with even at your local dealership is, I know you have parts registration where you can kind of go from the person's name if they bought it new, what you can look up. Is there anything else that if they don't have that information that will aid in the search of parts?
Yeah, so if we have just the serial number of the machine, we can run that and that will come back and give us what model it actually is, or what model that serial number is associated with. Even if it's off of the loader of the machine, at least it brings us back to a base unit that we can work with and figure out what you need.
So basically, the recap is the best thing to bring with you is as much information as you can give us will help the process along, whether it's make, model, and then serial number. And without that, there's a few other things that we can kind of go through to kind of move it along. But those are that's the number one information you can bring to us to help you. So we move back now to the service department here. We've got Barry. He's fantastic. He's got lots of knowledge, whether it be from years of working in a car dealership or now working with us here at Huckabones. So what would be your number one piece of advice whenever a customer either calls in, drops in, or maybe we're even going on the road to service them? What's some helpful hints that they can have?
For most customers, we prefer that they reach out to us first and foremost before they bring it in or before they want us to come out for service. We ask for as much information as possible because it's the key to diagnosing stuff. Either them sending in pictures to us, which they can text right to our phone number here at the store, or by email. It helps us diagnose things and properly address their problems.
Perfect. So basically what you're saying is if help us help you kind of idea of give us the most information possible, we can diagnose it that much quicker.
That's correct. Right? So they need to be very descriptive, and it helps us a lot when we're trying to plan out time and give them a rough estimate of how long it's going to take their unit either to be here for repair or for us to pick it up and deliver it back to them.
Yeah, and you're speaking of timing. What's the number one issue you run into the back of internal issues?
It's usually you trying to deliver stuff the next day.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd never promised anything and under-deliver it. So, all right, let's move back to the service department to talk to some of the techs. Okay, so we started parts. worked our way back to service, and now we're actually talking to a technician here as what's going to help you, help us kind of ideas. So we have Jordan here. He's got coming up on 10 years experience. He's an awesome technician. So what would you say is some of the helpful hints we can give some of our viewers out there to help us help them?
If a customer's bringing their machine in, it helps if it's clean, easier to get in on work on. And if you're having any issues, we need to know information of what leads up to that issue, if it's hot or cold, or if it happens only once in a while. Or
yeah, so it's kind of recreate the issue, especially if it's an intermittent electrical issue.
If we can recreate the issue, it's easier for us to find it and fix it and get it back to you working. And
yeah, because the worst I would imagine is intermittent, because you basically have to recreate exactly what the customer tells you. So the more information
for sure
they can give you, the better it's going to be in the back kind of idea.
Yep, for sure.
Because it's a pretty good process, to try and find it, because with some of the stuff you've had to recreate in the past.
Or with a hydraulic issue, we need to know if you're lifting something heavy, so we need to do that here to see if the machine acts up the way that you're saying it does, and find the issue that's wrong with it and fix it.
And then as you touched on too, it's having it nice and clean is a big thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've worked on some.
Yeah, the SVLs are pretty dirty, and some of the RTVs are pretty dirty, but if they're cleaner, it's easier to work on them and get them done faster. And,
hopefully smaller bill. So that kind of gives you an idea of what can be done in the back to help a customer whenever it comes in. So the big thing is most information you can give either the service department or a technician to recreate the issue, and then secondly is have that unit as clean as possible so that we can diagnose it that much quicker. So that brings to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed getting a little bit behind the scenes and some hints and tricks there for whenever you go to your local dealership on what'll help the whole process of dealing with your parts, service, and even right down to the technician. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please down below. Thank you.